Okay, ladies and gentlemen, it's a little bit, the angle here is somewhat strange, but we've learned in the era of Zoom that you can accommodate things that you would have never dreamt of before. So I'm sure this is among all challenges. First of all, welcome. This is an extraordinary event for us. Please understand that the idea of developing a facility to encourage the kind of creativity, the kind of action that we want to see in our students, this center is the embodiment of that policy. And this is something that's very, very important to us. And the fact that the Schreiber County Trust has seen fit to help us make that dream a reality is really a privilege for us, and we're very grateful. So thank you all. I think just one brief message, because if you don't connect it to Parshat HaShavua, then it really isn't a Jewish event. So I'll just very quickly, when Orly first told me about the dates, and I realized that it was right after Parashiot Vayikel and Pekudei, right after the completion of the construction of the Mishkan, it became very clear to me that the date was chosen from on high and not just by us. But at the end of the day, if you ask, why do we make such a big deal out of this project of building the Mishkan? If you look at Sefer Shemot, so we have the leaving of Egypt, the Exodus from Egypt, we have the giving of the Torah, and then we have about a third of the Sefer that is dedicated to the Mishkan, which was a one-off project, and that was it, and then it's gone. We don't know what the long-term lessons, the take-home lessons from it are. And it's very clear from looking both at the text and from the various commentaries that there is an important message here in terms of A, getting people to work together on a project, and B, in terms of promoting the kind of creativity, the Chacham Lev, that is constantly emphasized throughout the building of the Mishkan. You're taking a bunch of people that didn't have the experience, that didn't necessarily know exactly where they were going, but they were given the opportunity to bring that creativity to bear on a holy project, on a project that allowed them to focus and to get important things done for Klal Yisrael in its very early days. And I think in many ways, that's exactly what we're doing here. We're taking a population that doesn't necessarily know where it's going or what it wants to do. And we're enabling them from the beginning, from the time that they enter college, to understand the responsibility is on them. They have to be creative. They have to take the initiative. We will give them the tools. And I think that's exactly what this center is meant to do. But ultimately, the responsibility is theirs and the accomplishment is theirs. But I would honestly say that all involved in this, and I say it to all members of the family that are here, all of you get a lot of the credit for all the wonderful things that have started
on the screen.
Baruch Hashem will continue to come forth for many years to come. Thank you all very much. Appreciate your being here, and we look forward to many, many great things.
Thanks. What you just saw is how we take students from the very, very beginning of our. Yeah. Oh, hi, buddy.
No.
Hi, Sarah. Hi. Oh, if you want to come back then now you can see. Okay.
Falling with your program here. Okay, back to business.
Maybe maybe the speaker could stand
Yeah.
here and then.
For people who aren't aware, this is
Can you hear us?
who is the inspirations. I'm Schreiber. I'm Davidson, speaker and style.
Thank you very much indeed, Gordy. It's been wonderful to partner with you and with Iran in helping to move this thing. Thank you so much for your help. I also want to give a second call out to Amsal, who designed this corner, private corner, and produced or reproduced the books about my father, and you're always welcome to take one with. I'm speaking in English. Oh, actually, hello, hello, Mark. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. I'm speaking in English so that you, watching in London, can follow me. And that's the new meaning for Mamalush. Lovely Mom, thank you for joining us as well. For those of you who don't know, I was listening to National Public Radio, NPR, in the States when I was there last week, and I happened to hear a report. I came in the middle of it. I don't know the details. I think it was about the state of South Dakota, but I'm not 100%. But what they reported was that the state is considering legislation to allow employees, workers, to take a certain number of days on paid leave without any specific reason. And they were going to consider it further, and that was the key. It struck me, and I'm sure it struck Graham in the same way as my brother-in-law and partner for all these years, as a great example of measures that my father, the Rotter, introduced over 50 years ago. His thinking was simple, compassionate, and ultimately commercial. He recognized the fact that everybody has the occasional need for personal time off during the working week. And not everything can be fitted in to the weekends or evenings. In practice, people were commonly taking time off, claiming illness benefits, this is what used to happen, and the doctor could always be relied upon to issue a certificate. You turn up and say, I'm not feeling well, I'm very sorry, can I have a letter please from my employer, and you sign. My father's belief was that a well-organized management can always cover an absence. They have to be prepared for that anyway. Their employee should not have to fake illness or forfeit his pay. And he therefore introduced a policy, and I'm talking about more than 50 years ago, of allowing workers to take time off for personal reasons. They didn't need to specify them, but it had to be by prior arrangement with their manager and without losing any pay. The result was less time wasted, employees felt understood and respected. The interesting thing is that their co-workers would make sure that nobody took advantage of the arrangement. They didn't want it to be withdrawn. Schreiber believed in the integrity and goodwill of the working man. I know that's a bit of a non-woke phrase nowadays, but that was the vernacular. And he fought against the prejudices and fears that were common among managers. He was a head of the unions, he was actually a union member all his life, in the fight to improve working terms and conditions. He became a wealthy man, but remained a socialist in the finest sense of the word. He was consulted by government in England, Britain, but other owners were very slow to extend trust within their organizations and perpetuated the confrontational relationship signified by strikes in pre-Thatcher Britain. It might be that my father learned this enlightened attitude at Bnei Akiva as a boy in Poland, or later as a student in Vienna. Expressing these ideas in human relations policies was unquestionably his passion, and demonstrating that an improved profitability was his great satisfaction. It gives me huge pride that I see the same attitude being picked up in the next generation or his grandchildren. When I think of the opportunity that Machon Lev
And this entrepreneurship center is offering young students and faculty. I just know that he would have been proud to have his name associated with it. My father's family name was deeply important to him. He was the sole survivor of his nuclear family, and as he developed the Schreiber brand and an excellent reputation for value and human relations, he felt that he was rebuilding that name and legacy. In dedicating the center, the family's hope is that students and staff will take inspiration and encouragement from Chaim Schreiber's life. Yehi zichro.
Thank you very much, David and Abital, for putting this fantastic experience so that all of our students to learn about Van Schreiber, what he stood for, and inspire them to step into development. Thank you so much. Would like to introduce them. Would like to introduce some of the introduction. Dr. Long, who is has many titles, including the fact that he's the Rav of the Chazak, also the Rav of the Shul, and then many more accomplishments. It's going to save you.
Shalom lechulam. I'm very excited to be here. Shalom, Mrs. Schreiber. Maybe you know my uncle, maybe. Because my uncle, I was born in London. For 2 weeks I stayed there. My uncle was Professor Cyril Dom. Was very famous in London. You know.
My brother was grandma's.
Oh,
Very.
wow. Wow. So it's very exciting to be here and to be with wonderful family. And to hear the way the system of Chaim Schreiber, you know, usually in our world, when we are keeping mitzvot, we know that mitzvah is from tzivui, from order. We are keeping what Hashem ordered us to do, and of course, this is what we are doing. But Baalei Hasidut, Hasidim, they had another explanation. They said, mitzvah, it's not just tzivui, it's not just order, it's also tzavta, also to do it together. As if Hashem comes to us and shows us his company, our world, and tells us, I have a vision, לתקן עולם במלכות שדי, and I'm taking a tourist to show you my world, and together we are going to build the world. I'm going to help you. I'm going to listen, שומע תפילה. I'm going to be with you, but we are going to do it together as partners. And when it kind of feels like this, so try all the time to do its best, because I said, wow, I have the privilege to be a partner of Hashem in this world. And for Hashem, we need to learn also when we are taking our small companies in Israel, in London, in the States, in other places, and to see the system, the direction of the Chaim Schreiber. I feel that this is exactly the direction. You can tell workers, tell them, okay, you need to do this, you can tell them, we are partners. This is the vision. We are going to be together. I'm going to listen. I'm going to be with you, but we are going to be partners. And we have one vision, one mission together. When you do it, you respect them, you maybe help them, but then they help you, and together you can do the mission much better. So, תודה רבה for all this wonderful center.
Hi.
And בעזרת השם ואת Schreiber family.
Abba said that everyone can see you, so you maybe want to.
But always,
Sorry, what did you say?
it's okay, don't worry. natural. Bezrat Hashem, my family will always be united. If you have lots of love in your family, and that you succeed to see all of them going in the right direction, בדרך השם, במידות טובות, ושתהיה ברכה, סייעתא דשמיא, בהצלחה בכל מעשה ידיכם. טוב.
Okay, now, we have to put up this is we'll be starting to move at the very beginning here. Very entrance. Now, what's very important to understand about the place that you're standing is that we believe in the power of startups, right? We work with our students, graduates, and faculty on startups. We're lucky that we have two startup founders here, Basha Lugasi and Emmy Oren. And they have companies working with drones and aerial communication. And with that in mind, we like to keep that in mind when we see how this is as going to be brought up right here. Just take a look at the window.
We're going outside for the see a demonstration. Try
Sorry, what you say?
Never mind. Yeah.
Elchama,
Yes.
what's outside?
Pardon?
Why are they going outside?
There's going to be a demonstration of a drone company which was brought up in this center.
Of which company?
It's a company that deals with drones, like drones that fly. So they're going to bring.
Hi, Judy.
Maybe we can try.
Hello, the rest of the program right now is that whoever would like to give you a tour of the new Schreiber Center Center, and we'll explain to you how we work with our students, graduates, and faculty in each space. And then afterwards, the time for filming pictures and the photographer right here who is at your bidding.
And then everybody goes home, in case there's any misunderstanding.
And what do you think?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, we're starting now. If anyone wants to come. Anyone who wants to go on the tour, we're starting now. Very short tour. But to get an idea of what we do. Before we start, I want to thank Professor Goldman, who is our director of and as a spirit who is the head of all right. Would you like to comment on it?